Folks, I want to welcome you to another edition of A Sportsman's Life. Folks, we're here with first-time hunter Mirza Kovakovic, and we are here at the Buck and Bass Ranch. And as you can see, we've got snow in the background. We have just gone through a winter event here, and I think here we got probably, I'm going to guess, 8 or 10 inches of snow. We had some dropping temperatures. As a matter of fact, I just checked the wellhead, and it was froze and busted off. So I've got some pipes I got to fix out here. But we're out here on a winter hog hunt. And Mirza has never shot before. He shot a gun. You shot a gun, right?
Yeah, I went to a range.
He's never hunted before, so he's a first-time hunter. So you ready to go out and have some fun?
I'm absolutely ready.
All right, we're gonna go sit in a blind. We've got Bob with us hunting, and Bob is it's a Kimber 84 M. It's chambered in a 257 Roberts, and so that's what we're going to be hunting with. And Bob has been traveling across the country. Folks, you're going to read some stories and probably see some videos of Bob making its journey across the country. It's been in Tennessee, Alabama, West Virginia. It's going on to New York. It's going on to other states. So lots of exciting fun's coming up with Bob. So we're going to send him on once we're through with our hunt for more stories. So stay tuned here. We're going to have us a great hunt tonight. Hopefully we'll have hogs come in and we can get on one and make something happen. So Mirza, what do you think about your first hunt? I mean, are you excited about it?
Over the moon. I mean, talk about a Texas winter. You know, we're coming out of a week of a winter storm, and you know, this is going to be a unique experience to see how the animals react to what we are currently in Texas.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, you can see a lot of hog tracks and deer tracks around us as we look, and of course, they've got to survive these rough winters too. It got down, I don't know, out here probably 10 degrees below zero, which these animals are not used to that. And I can assure you those hogs were probably piled up on each other trying to stay warm. But the weather's broke. I think, what is it, 39 degrees today for a high?
It's above freezing.
And yeah, so hopefully the hogs will be out and moving this afternoon and we can get on one. So stay tuned for a lot of fun, exciting action here. Hopefully we'll have us a hog on the ground. So we'll be back. Set, folks. All we need is hogs.
adrenaline is pumping, and I don't know if it's adrenaline or if it's cold or both, but
It's both.
I think we got it.
Oh, you definitely hit him. Yeah,
Is
I
it?
heard
Okay.
it. I heard that whap. Yeah, he was a skittish little fella, but boy, nice little boar.
Yeah, it took him 3 times to actually get into the middle. That was
He
interesting.
kept coming up. There was a little hill there, folks. So he was kind of over the top of that hill, so we were trying to make sure he got up close enough to where we get a decent bullet in him. And that's your first animal. What do you think?
Got my first kill. I mean,
Well, we gotta find him yet. So
yeah. So
this is fun stuff. The 257 Roberts. That's a pretty nice little gun. Old Bob. Yeah, does the trick.
I'll give it to him.
All right, folks. Well, you know what? Let's go up by the feeder, just see if we can find some blood and stuff. I know you hit him.
Yeah, let's find out.
I did see him circle and go up that way, so we're gonna give him some time.
Yeah.
Folks, stay tuned. We'll be back. Fun stuff here. Mirza's got him his first hog. Yes. We hope. We gotta find him, so I think we will.
Let's go.
Behind the shoulder? Yeah. Felt good? Felt good?
It felt good.
It sounded good. All right,
It
we'll
felt
be
great.
back. Well, we have one thing in our favor, and that is snow. You can find blood in snow very easy. So we got a hit for sure. I knew you hit him. Pretty exciting, huh?
I can't. The adrenaline's still pumping. I can't even make a sentence up right now.
Well, we're gonna walk up here a little bit and just see. Just walk slow and quietly and watch. Okay, so kick him up. All right, folks, we'll be back. We got a little daylight, so hang with us. Well, this is what we're looking at here. Talk about a good hit. Our hunter Mirza has done it. We know he's hit hard, so we're taking her slow. We're gonna see if we can find this guy. Got a little light left, and it is dropping the temperature. It's getting cold. But a heck of a blood trail. All right, we'll be back. Well, friends, we are back at camp. And Mirza, what do you think, buddy?
This was an experience, Jeff. I gotta say, this is something that I see myself repeating.
Yeah.
I mean, it was tough. I gotta admit, but it was something that I find so endearing that I think a lot of people should really focus on learning this skill.
Right. Well, I can tell you, folks, we did not find that hog, unfortunately, and there's a lot to be said about that. But you know, unfortunately, that does happen when you hunt. You know, you certainly are pursuing your quarry to bring home some meat and put some meat in your freezer, but sometimes that just doesn't happen. And you know, every hunt you do, you get a little lesson. And I know you learned a lot of little things just your first outing, and you know, passing it along to others. And of course, Mirza, this is his first hunt. Experienced the hunt, experienced the shot, experienced it all, but we didn't experience the find, and that's part of a hunt. But that's okay.
It
You know,
is. We learned
we'll
a
get
lot.
back and do that again, and
Yeah.
you'll get that opportunity. So, if, you know, what would you tell some of your friends out there that have never done this? I mean,
I think it's a challenge worth accepting, especially if they were on the border. You know, I think it's a invaluable skill. I think I owe you for such a great experience, especially at this location, because this was some of the best. I mean, this was one of the best adventures I've had.
yeah, it's fun, and it's different if you've never done it, folks. Of course, I've been doing it for 40-some years, and for me, it's fun to take someone that never has hunted before out, and this was really a lot of fun.
It was.
That little 257 Roberts is a heck of a little gun. You know, we're going to show this shot over again a few times on this video, and we still can't figure out where the snow kicked up and what happened.
Yeah.
It was really kind of an
Yeah.
interesting shot.
Watch that shot and try to tell us where that snow kicked up from.
Yeah, exactly. We couldn't quite figure it out, but Mirza felt he had it right out, you know, behind the shoulder on the chest, and I saw the hog actually go down, get back up and go, and boy, the blood. We found a lot of blood, but he went a mile.
Yeah, there was a
He
mile
went a
of blood.
mile. And sometimes it just doesn't happen. It doesn't come together like that, but you know what? That's part of it, and you move on.
Yeah,
The next hunt will
absolutely.
be a little bit different, and maybe the situation will change. And
Yeah.
folks, thanks again for joining us. And we want to thank the Hunting Wire. We want to thank them for sending us Bob, the 257 Roberts. Of course, we had the binoculars. We had the laser rangefinder, and of course the scope, and just a heck of a little gun, huh?
Yeah, especially for a first-time hunter, this thing was a piece of cake to use, and I mean, it did the job.
Very good. Well, until next time, folks, thanks for joining us.
Hi folks, it's Luke Clayton. What do you say we take a few minutes and talk about bow hunting? Now, I've been shooting a compound bow for probably about 26 years, hunting with them mostly. I'm not a tournament archer, but I shoot to hunt, you know. We're going to talk about how I set the sight pins up in just a minute, a very effective way. But for about 6 years, I outfitted and guided archery, elk, and bear hunts up in the mountains up in northern Colorado with my buddy Larry Large. Now, Larry's still running the operation, but I pulled out a couple of years ago. But I've had a lot of experience on like elk hunting, long-range shots out west. And our topic is sight pin configuration here. Now, out west, 40 yards, some people sight in for 50. But I'm going to tell you something. This is just what I've learned. A lot can happen by the time that arrow leaves this bow till it gets out to 40 yards. Most of us that shoot bows can shoot accurately at 40 and 50 yards. Very, close enough to kill an elk. But that elk, animals at those extended yardages can do a lot of things. So, 30 yards and in for animals out west is what I recommend. That's pretty much a slam dunk shot. You're going to have a good chance of killing an elk or a bear, especially 30 yards on in. So 30 yards, that's kind of my maximum. In Texas, I've killed a ton of deer and hogs. Probably the vast majority of them have been 25 yards and in. The farthest I have ever killed a deer, folks, is 33 yards. That was up in North Dakota. Farthest I've ever shot at one. And that was a situation, I wanted him to get a little closer, but it was getting dark, the sun was going down. Didn't have a lot of time to fool around. Now most people, I'm gonna walk up a little closer here, show you my sight pins. Now most people set up sight pins 10, 20, 30, 40 yards. I don't. I set one pin, this green pin at the top. You should be, I think you can see my top pin right here. I set that at 25 yards. And folks, with that pin at 25, I am good out to 35. These bows are fast. I mean, this one's not, I think it's set at about 56 pounds. But even at that, it's way faster than bows used to be. So I'm good with this one pin. It's all I have to worry about. I'm good out to 35 yards without any adjustment, without any holdover. And to me, that's important. When that animal comes up, and say I hear a buck coming in through the brush, when he's coming up, I want to focus on getting that arrow knocked, getting ready with my release, getting all set up, and not having to worry, let's see, is he 18, 22, 46, I've got some things ranged around me, so I know about how far this tree is or that rock. So all I have to do is pull it up and put it on him. Now granted, if I think he's pushing my maximum limit, 35 yards maybe, well, I might hold just a little tad, just a bit high. But that one pin, and that's the point I want to get across to you folks, one pin, if you'll set one pin at 25 for all your hunting, unless you're out west and you're making shots at elk at 40 and 50 yards, which I don't recommend, and that comes from experience. One pin at 25 will get the job done. Just do it. Set your pin at 25, put your target out there at 25, shoot it, and shoot it enough to where you're shooting a really good group at 25. Now, come on back into 10 yards. You might have a shot at 10 yards. Go out to 30, 35, and see where that arrow is rising or falling, see where it's hitting is what I should say. You'll find that thing is not going to be, it's going to be in the kill zone on a white-tailed deer or a hog all the way out to 35. That's our tip for today, folks, and these gearhead bows are absolutely awesome. Check them out online. You can go to gearheadarchery.com.
I had the opportunity not very long ago to go down to one of the historic ranches down in South Texas and hunt with Dave Fulson. We were down there actually to also film a hunt for Trichacon's World of Sports and Field. got onto a really good buck, and unfortunately could not get it on camera for me because I was kind of trailing behind. But Dave hit this deer, and the deer took off, went down immediately, took off running, and we followed it maybe about 30-40 steps and thought, you know, thick brush, big deer, probably the best thing to do is get in touch with Mr. Roy Hinds. Roy is, oh my gosh, he is known throughout the world now, I guess, for having really good deer dogs when it comes to trailing blood trails. And so we call Roy, and here's kind of what's happened. You'll see in the next few minutes what's going on and the recovery of that absolutely fantastic deer.
How long does he lay?
We
Probably
lay there
another
for
30
15,
seconds. We're talking,
20 seconds.
talking.
Never moved.
You didn't
And-
get it on him when he took off.
No.
No, but he took off at speed.
May have skipped the first couple minutes. He's just going to clean himself out here.
That's okay, John. I did that this morning too.
Which way we're going?
Oh, it's just like it was last year. But, you know, I think when Larry made the suggestion, I said, let's wait a while and see if he'll lay down. And he said, you know what? We're losing time. Call Roy and we go hunt while he's driving. We'll see. A wise man once told me.
Hey, pay attention to the old graybeards.
Hey, Thrill, we just told John, this is us. You just go in there.
It's the only second
There-
time I've
this could
seen
be
this
a-
deer in the daylight.
That could be a one-man job there. We can't all pull through there and scare him. You just,
Oh, yeah, you're a good boy.
You see those deer all through the fall.
Yeah.
Midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., that rut kicks in, you better jump on it.
fabulous. What's wrong with that, Mr. Larry?
That's a Hassenpfeffer right there.
Like I said, that's one of the better deer you've shot. Darn sure probably the best deer you shot in South Texas.
It is definitely my best South Texas buck.
That is absolutely fantastic. Congratulations.
I'm surrounded by people to thank for this. DJ and Susan, camera on the camera. Larry actually spotted this buck about 30 seconds before we spotted him.
I
He
couldn't
was
get their
another little-
attention.
Another little 8-point. We saw the 8-point, and he wasn't anything to get excited about. And Larry said, "No, there's a big one in there." And DJ and I were just walking down a little road, and all of a sudden, we kind of turned a little corner where you could see further down the road, and he was locked on to us. And DJ I don't know if you said shoot, or if I just knew this one was an old deer. I mean, he was a tank. You could just see him from the front. You can see the size of that neck. It's like, Larry, it looked like something ought to be coming out of Alberta,
It does.
body-wise, but took a shot, and
I don't think I have any duct tape.
I felt
Duct tape's the best thing for that.
pretty good about the shot, but it was just a little bit. My shot, he was angled just slightly towards us. There's my shot. I'm sure that bullet is in the back of him somewhere. It didn't exit, so he's still wearing a ELDX. But that is from the opportunity to come down here and do the hunt to the DJ taking us to the right spot. I'm probably the only one in the group that didn't do exactly what he was supposed to do, but fortunately.
Hey, he's down. He's down and he is big.
Yeah. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. I'm just tickled beyond tickled. And the dark chocolate orange is always pretty. Little eye guard's kind of bladed. When I think of a mature deer, that's probably what I'm thinking about right there.
I'm thinking of big mature deer.
Folks, thank you so much for joining us here on our Sportsman's Life. I mean, what a great adventure we had today again, and looking forward to another great adventure next week, huh, boys?
You betcha. I'm ready to go.
I'm not. I want to stay right here. Y'all join us next week.
And a special thanks to these fine sponsors: Air Force Air Guns, B&B Charcoal, Dallas Safari Club, Hornady, Pyramid Air, Nielsen Specialty Ammo, Sightmark, Smokin' Tex, Snap Block Hunting Blinds, Texas Raised Hunting Products, and Striper Express.